Hey, what's up, everyone? St. R. Edwards here. Welcome back to the Ski channel, Swift Coding for Everyone. We're going to continue on into lesson 2.3, where we're talking about structures. And in this particular lesson, we're going to go into computed properties. It's a very cool tool that we're going to use. But first off, I believe this starts on page 146, and so you can follow along. You don't have to copy what you see on the screen right now, but you will here in a second. I just wanted to kind of show you guys what it takes to do this the long way. You know, there's a long way to do this, and then there's an easy way. So as you can see right now on our screen, we have our temperature structure up on the screen, and so we've got the Celsius, Fahrenheit, and the Kelvin properties, and we're initializing all of them, you know, to do their different mathematical formulas once they're called, which, you know, when you look at it and you think about it, this can be very tough. Tough, and it can be very confusing. You may even make a mistake with some of the logic. You know, anything can happen. But Swift has a shorter and quicker, more convenient way to do this, and it's called computed properties. And it's basically a property that can store logic, and it can return the value that you're seeking. And so we're going to go through that. So this is the long way, and the computed properties are the easier way. So here's what we're going to do. All right, so we're going to create a new struct, and we can just call this temp. And we'll say we're going to give it one property. It's going to be Celsius, is going to be a double. All right. And so the way you create a computer property is by creating a variable because it can change. So this is what you're going to do. So you write var, and we'll say Fahrenheit first, and then you gotta also specify the type. So we want it to be a double, and we'll do the curly braces. Now the curly braces are very important, of course. Why? It's because in between the curly braces is where all the action occurs. This is where all the logic is performed. So the curly braces are important. So make sure you do the two curly braces. If you just type one, remember this first one, and you hit enter, the second one should pop up for you. All right. And so what we're going to do now is we're just going to say return Celsius times 1.8 plus 32. All right, that's the property for or the logic to convert it to Celsius. And the next one we're going to do is Kelvin, right? So we're going to do Kelvin, and this is going to be a double as well. So we're going to say return Celsius again, but Kelvin is that plus 273.15. All right. So we got that in order. All right. This is the cool thing about these things. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to initialize something. So we're going to create a variable or constant. We'll say let's say k. So we'll say let k equals temp. Do our parentheses, right? So the Celsius is going to pop up, and we're going to say it's 30 degrees. We'll say it's 30 Celsius. Oh, no, let's do like 37. I don't know, 37. It's 37 Celsius right now. All right. And so we want to convert this into Kelvin. So we can do K, and then the dot notation. Remember, K dot. All right. And it is going to do its magic for us. It's going to do the math, you know, the logical stuff for us. Okay, so over here in the right panel, you can see that it's 310.15. All right, now if we wanted to do it again, if we wanted to convert it to Fahrenheit, we'll say K dot Fahrenheit. Cool. It did that as well. And we're going to see it in here in just a second. So 98.6. Cool. Now what I like about, you know, computer programs and, you know, things like this is that uh, as long as you give the computer, the right information, it'll do all the legwork for you. Like, I wasn't very, sharp and, in math in school or anything that had to do with, numbers and stuff, which is kind of odd considering my profession. But anyway, besides the point, um, computers are very, very smart, and they can do things, quicker than, than some of us can. I know they can do things quicker than I can. And what's even cooler is that, say for instance, in our temperature structure up here, at the very top. So I just wanted to point out something cool. I could have done it down there too, but we'll just do it here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna initialize a new constant, and we're gonna call it. So we'll just say let current temp, and we'll say equals temperature, and we'll go Kelvin. So here's what I like. So we'll say it's 3, I don't know, 345 Kelvin, right? Cool. Now, when you look at the initializer for Kelvin, as you can see, to get to Fahrenheit, you take Celsius, you times it by 1.8, and then you add 32 to it. That's how you get Fahrenheit, right? Okay. So what we're going to do is do this. So I'm just going to call current temp, and I'm going to say dot Fahrenheit. I think this is really cool. I got excited when I really sat back and looked at this. Maybe you don't. It doesn't matter. I think it's cool. So 161.33, right? So this, was, all of this happened behind the scenes, obviously very quickly, because we haven't even called, the Celsius property yet, but we were still able to get Fahrenheit. So I just thought that was pretty cool. And then you can call current temp dot Celsius, and then it'll convert it from Kelvin to Celsius again, and it'll be 71.85 Celsius. And even better, now you can check your work. So if you're like, that couldn't have worked, you gotta be kidding me. Well, let's check. So we know that Fahrenheit equals Celsius times 1.8 plus 32. So let's do that. So we'll say, so the Celsius in this example was 71.85, and then you times it by 1.8, and then you add 32. And what do we get? 161.33. Look at that. Cool. All right, guys. Well, that was computer properties. Thank you for joining me. Stay tuned for more on the Ski channel, Swift Coding for Everyone. Take care.